What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, The Hype, episode 395. It's the Fanatics Fest recap show here, guys. I've had a wild, 3-4 days here. I've from New York, SFO to New York, and then flew back in, got 3 hours of sleep, watched my daughter hit an RBI in a tournament, in softball, my 7-year-old, and then that night went to Metallica. Now we're here. It's crazy. It's been a crazy, I'm watching Rafael Devers hit a home run. I mean, it's been I don't think I'll have a time in my life of that much craziness, but it was worth it. Voice is a little gone. We're going to talk about that. We got Dynasty Baseball this week to talk about. We got the Thunder winning the finals. Man, was that a bummer when Halliburton got hurt?
Ugh, that just the moment we're all watching. I was with my family. We're all watching, and we all winced collectively, oh God, God, and then when they showed the super slow-mo, and you literally can see the pop.
Why so many Achilles injuries in basketball? What I know he had a calf strain, so he probably was overcompensating.
I think in his case, it was simply that he was.
I mean, this year, do you remember any other year where he had that many Achilles tears?
It's the fact that it comes Tatum on a huge stage in a playoff game, and then this on the biggest stage.
Kyrie and Dame Lillard.
That's true. God, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Klay Thompson, if you want to go backwards, and Kevin Durant.
But I mean, even I'm just talking, and there's probably some that we're missing. But this year, what is it? Is it are we rocking low tops?
I was gonna say
shoes. We need to go back to Converse.
We need
Mojo shoes.
We need to go back to
shoes,
I mean,
ironically, the winner of the NBA Finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his shoe of choice is Converse. So maybe we need to go back.
Or we need to go back to the Shaqs, the Reebok pumps.
Right.
Those are pretty high. They had a lot of ankle support.
They're coming back out. Shaq and Iverson are president and vice president of Reebok. So they're
ankle
making
support.
It work, dude.
The ankle support. It's going to be hot in 2025. Just wait. It's going to be big.
So I have a question for Cody here. Me and Dan went 2 nights. I went one night.
Right.
We saw Metallica, and we saw Pantera. Can you name more than one Pantera song?
I don't think I can.
Can you name 8?
Raining Blood? Is that one?
That's Slayer.
That's
I know
Slayer.
that one.
That's Slayer.
That's Slayer. Ooh, boy. That's how bad I am. Couldn't tell you. I don't think I could.
I mean, the same genre.
I know who Pantera is. If you put it on for me, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's Pantera. I know them.
Well, that was the census in the crowd. I didn't see a lot of people.
I think
it was a great show.
Yeah, there you go. I mistook Slayer for Pantera.
Pantera's popularity is not what it used to be, to say the least.
No.
Well, Cody's You're 8 years younger than us?
Yeah. So
it's maybe we just
35.
made that last window of Pantera fans.
I could say a song right now that Cody may not know the song, but he definitely has heard of the title.
Okay.
Cowboys from Hell?
It sounds familiar.
Oh, maybe not.
See, I'm telling
maybe
you.
not.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
And then there's a song that we can play that you would, because they play it I feel like they play it at sporting events.
Respect.
Yeah.
Walk.
Okay. That sounds, yes. Oh, yeah.
That's their most famous song.
Okay. That song I know. I know that song. Yeah. I don't think we're getting a Pantera Prism set like the Rolling Stone one that Dan and I ripped last year, last week I should say, and product of the year.
Product of the.
That's a fun rip.
Actually, hands down.
Yeah.
It was product of last Friday.
It definitely was.
It was the best product I think that came out last Friday.
Video coming soon.
What else came out? Before I said what else came out last Friday?
You know what? It was a rare no release Friday.
So it won.
So it won by default.
I mean, it dominated.
Yeah.
It dominated the competition.
Did it have any Keith Richards used cigarettes in there?
Okay, it had. It's one of those products where you're not going to get an auto. There's no relics. There's no autos. You're looking for parallels, and it's really a set builder's product.
Yeah.
Do they have Mick Jagger's lip size? No, I'm just kidding. Mouth size.
Well, I will say the Color Blast, very cool design. Instead of it being, sort of a splatter all over Color Blast, it is the lips and tongue. It is this Rolling Stones logo.
The iconic logo.
The iconic logo is the Color Blast logo behind them. So very cool. I did see, some cards are selling pretty well already. I saw the full band selling for about $2,500 Color Blast. So super fun set. I'd love to see them do more of this, leaning into. I mean, a Metallica Prism set would be awesome.
Can't afford it.
No, of course not.
Lars.
If they can afford the Rolling Stones, they can afford Metallica.
Lars loves money.
I know.
Loves it so much.
That's true.
Yeah, he would probably just make
which
the card
is why
himself.
he can't say no to free money.
The face value on the Metallica Snake Pit, like, so they had a donut stage, and then you can get seats that were standing room in the center. It was what, $2,500 face value?
Yeah, and it was probably what do you think that held? Like maybe 1,000 people? No,
Nah,
not even. Maybe like 500.
Maybe 500. Maybe.
I was very tempted. I think we were looking up get-in price tickets on Friday night. It was like $45 about 3 hours before the show.
No, they were going down. There's a lot of people that bought tickets to try to resell them. It's tough to do that in a venue that's going to hold with the floor.
Yeah,
is going to hold
60,000.
Almost 65, maybe even 70,000.
There's just bound to be a cheap seat at a certain point.
Unless it's Taylor Swift.
Unless it's Swift, who I think the get-in price.
Morgan Wallen was one of the other few that went up.
I could see
as
that.
opposed to down, but that was also Shoreline, which is not as big of a venue as the
Shoreline
and the lawn at Shoreline. Is
Shoreline.
the best.
15, maybe 18,000 people.
Probably, yeah.
Speaking of Shoreline, I wanted to coordinate. We have a lot of Creed fans in the house. I think we should do a Mojobreak road trip concert to Creed. Dude.
I'm in.
Are they at Shoreline?
Shoreline, yeah, with Seven Dust. So.
Oh my!
I'm in.
For half a second, when you said road trip, I went, "Are we going on the Creed cruise?
Oh no!
How are we going?
I guess it's not really a road trip, but it's like a business
trip.
A business party.
Yeah.
I also give that a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I would do the Creed cruise.
I know we got Bubba.
Creed
Bubba's
cruise.
involved. Bubba wants to go. There's a bunch of people.
But what do we
go.
what do we do? We can't get lawn seats.
I know. We'll see. We'll just wait till
they don't. And I don't think
I like the lawn.
I don't think they don't have suites at Shoreline, do they?
They most definitely do.
I think they have those little boxes though that you could rent out.
Yeah,
just
like
for
at
your
the
party.
top of the grandstands right there, right?
Yeah,
where
maybe
you
we
can-
do that. Maybe we do that. We gotta look into it.
Stay
but,
tuned.
Oh well, hit up Tremonti Sinatra and see if you can.
Yeah.
See if you can.
the what was it, the Belmont Stakes Frank Sinatra singer Tremonti from Creed,
who's on tour now, doing with Sinatra's band, or at least who is left of Sinatra's band. Mark Tremonti from Creed is doing covers, singing covers,
and he's the guitarist of Creed, not the singer of Creed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's everything. Every sentence got increasingly stranger and more interesting.
Yeah, Doug showed it to me. I'm all makes perfect sense.
There cannot be that many band members left that played with Sinatra. We're probably going on like late era Sinatra at that point, right?
I think of somebody being like, okay, we're going to go ahead and put together a tribute to Sinatra. Let's get a singer. You'd have to go down the list pretty far before you get to Mark Tremonti, the guitar player from Creed.
Yeah.
Well, who's the guy? Was it a Harry Connick Jr.? Like, that's the first
Harry
choice
Connick
to me.
Jr., Michael Bublé.
Yes.
There's a lot of guys.
Mark Tremonti.
Mark Tremonti, third on the list. Yeah, those guys
were busy.
Harry and Michael were not.
Mark
available.
Tremonti's like, I'm in. So I gotta see it. It's gotta be somewhere on YouTube. But
That's wild.
I mean, he probably kills it. He's an amazing talent.
He's an amazing person.
Okay.
But, we'll get into this Fanatics Fest. I also want to mention, guys, we're going to be kicking off. We're going to be sending out some emails for our party in Chicago. So if you're going to be at the National in the end of July here for the Thursday nights, we're having the party. It's connected right to the National. It's the hotel, the biggest hotel there. That's you can walk right from the show to our party. But if you guys want to get some early access, send me a Instagram DM, doug.fresh. We'll try to get you guys in early. There's going to be limited space, but for our listeners, I want to make sure that you guys get a chance, especially a lot of our loyal listeners who came up to me at Fanatics Fest and took some pictures with me and said how they love the show and they listen to the podcast on a regular. There's also a guy, and I don't know who you were, but I was walking. I was trying to get back to the Breaker Arena booth, and you were coming the other way, and you looked at me and you screamed at me, yeah. So I don't know who you were, and I said yeah back, and I apologize if I don't know who you were, but yeah, that was cool.
Were you walking around anybody else? Maybe it was somebody behind you.
No, it was just me.
No, it was
To the man. If you're watching this on Mojobreak Media,
I think he said like Mojo, yeah.
Okay, so he knows. So let us know in the comments. I'm the guy. I'm the guy.
Yeah, is that you?
Let's
'Cause,
know.
that was cool. I mean, I'm walking around there. There's like Kevin Durant and LeBron James, and I'm not looking for anybody to. Nor do I, it doesn't help my ego or anything. I don't care. But it was cool to be like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. That's awesome. And then DJ Antagana, yeah.
Did he interview you?
Yeah, for like a minute.
No, I saw the what he posted.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's a big. He was into our breaks like 10 years ago.
Nice.
And he's. He always would say, and I think I say it wrong. I say it like I was saying it Antagana, and it's like a Tachanya or something. It means like a big hit.
No, yeah, you probably say it wrong.
I say it wrong, 100%. So yeah,
shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to him. But yeah, the Fanatics Fest, man. If we thought last year's was big, this was even bigger. There was more people there. I think they actually sold out this year on tickets on Saturday. So craziness. I mean, we had our booth where we were selling wax and singles, and we had our own little buyback thing for the show. We were giving out shirts, coasters. We were doing that, and then we had our presence at the Fanatics Live Breaker Arena. We were doing that. We were filming some content. We had Lendell White out with us. It's such a blur of everything that was going down at the show with all these celebrities walking around with all the drops that Topps was doing. And, man, people were getting paid, I will say. People that won those EQLs, they were literally winning the Cactus Jack for $500. They were going to either DA or us or something, $1,200, $700 in their pocket.
Crazy.
And we wound up having to turn some down. We were buying them like left and right. And we're like, okay, I think we got enough now.
So also broke with the greatest football player ever to live.
Jerry Rice wasn't there.
No. Greatest football player ever to live.
You know what?
There
and I was
he is,
thinking
right there. There he is.
Defensive GOAT, Aaron Donald.
We broke with Aaron Donald. Bubba broke with Aaron Donald.
Pretty cool.
And the way he actually broke, and he was like showing off the cards. Guy's a pro. I mean, he's a pro at everything he does. I mean, he's probably never opened up a pack before, but he sits down and he just shows everybody how to do it. It's just he can't do anything wrong.
I got to ask you something, because this is the first time that I've been on this side of it, and I'm sure you've been on this side a lot of times, because you actually live in a city that's your rival, and, you've done stuff with George Kittle like I have. And, I was like, I didn't even talk to Aaron Donald, because I'm like, you know what? That is the rival. That is the guy that's beat us. I don't care to talk to him. If he talks to me, I'll be cordial. But it wasn't like one of those scenarios where I had to go up and shake his hand, because I'm like, it's a guy that's beat my team and he's won a Super Bowl.
I would have given him a hug.
But it's like for you,
just would have hugged him.
Yeah,
just would have hugged him.
Like if Ronnie Lott was there, you probably would you're probably a little standoffish. You're like, yeah, it's cool.
No, I mean, I've done Joe Montana. When he was at the Panini event and he was in the VIP area with us, I didn't go up to him.
Yeah, see, same. I finally experienced that where I'm like,
but I also I went up and talked to Kittle when he was in the shop, and the rest of the Niner players that we've had. I mean, obviously Joe Staley
Sure.
and Tabor and all those guys. But yeah, I mean, I actually was sitting there talking about it with Cody. Like we've never gotten any Rams players.
No, we never have. That's why it's the first time I experienced it.
I have, in the 15 years of doing this, I have sat down with Darrell Henderson. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Oh, you had
Trey Mason.
Trey Mason, Auburn legend, right?
Yeah.
Running back in 2013. You gave him a hug for about 10 minutes.
He was great person.
Yeah, I think you might have wanted to kiss him, I think, at one point.
And
he really panned out. Really panned out for you guys.
I'm trying to think who else. I mean, that literally was it.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Yeah, we had by far had one of the best guys there at that time. They were doing like a little contest to see who could pull the best card. And
that was the thing I was trying to. It was hard to tell via the live stream.
Well, because it was so quiet, you couldn't hear it.
It was really quiet.
You mean the audio? You couldn't really.
Well, did other booths also have athletes, or was it just like this thing happened to be go? Okay,
so Eric Armstead was with some other breaker.
Okay,
I think Kobe White and Grady Dick were somewhere else.
God, you guys won big time then.
Oh, yeah, we had the guy that was good.
I mean, the star of the show.
I mean, former Niner great Eric Armstead.
No
Jaguar legend,
Eric
right?
Armstead. But,
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't go up to him and be like,
"We need you over Aaron Donald.
Come back."
I was trying to trade
back to the Niners.
You guys, I was trying to get Eric Armstead instead of Aaron Donald, but didn't really pan out that way. So
I actually when you said Eric Armstead at first, I was like, you said Jags. I'm like, he doesn't play for it. He plays for the Colts. But I get him and Buckner mixed up because they played at the same time.
They played at Oregon.
They played both at Oregon, and they got drafted 1 year apart. And I think they played the same position.
They were like best friends too.
Yeah,
So it was like a draft for Who came first? Was it Buckner?
I think Buckner was first.
And and then they got Eric Armstead to kind of be like,
then Armstead.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, Aaron Donald. We don't know the guy. I think you have a picture, right? We don't know the other guy. We don't know who he was. Nobody knew.
Who could he be?
Yeah. So the guy behind him in that picture, if you're watching the video, if you're watching the podcast,
wearing a Kraken jersey.
He's wearing a Kraken jersey, and even the host of Fanatics, the guy that was there was a guy from Card Vault, and then there was a guy named Joe Schemo. I don't know who he is. But he was hosting, and he came up to me. He's like, "You know that guy is?" I'm like, "I don't know who he is." And like, you're the one hosting.
Part of the entourage. Yeah, his buddy.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe it was a family member or somebody close to him. That he's showing the ropes. Maybe he's showing. Maybe this guy's like an athlete or something. He's showing the ropes of.
I'm thinking that's like a friend or a family member. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to this cool event in New York. You want to come with me?" Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Now I know. 80 obviously probably lives part of the year in LA or most of the year.
I would imagine most.
But I also think that he's from Pittsburgh.
Oh,
I know he went to Pittsburgh.
So not too far of travel for
so
him.
he might actually.
Well, he just posted that workout video he did with Jared Verse. Jared Verse called him out, and he's like, "Okay, young man."
Can't believe you guys didn't talk about that. That was a big story.
It was a big story Jared Verse is like, "Oh yeah, whatever, your workout."
It didn't come up in my algorithm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Bubba got to kind of. Actually, I was just thinking about it. Bubba's never broke anywhere other than the studio.
It's pretty crazy.
So then he gets thrown out there in front of like the loudest crowd of all time.
And then here comes Aaron Donald walking up.
Yeah, with the greatest player ever to do it, just comes up and breaks with you.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of defenders of all time?
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of defenders?
Can't play along with that.
I think so.
At defensive tackle?
No, just in general, defense.
Because I'll tell you, he is the greatest defensive tackle ever to play.
This is what I mean. Is like, but then does he get to a top 4 defender of all time?
He played 10 years, 100%.
Yeah.
He changed.
I don't question it.
He is. The best comparison is that he is Steph Curry of his position because he changed that position. It went from being a run-stopping position to now a lot of teams have defensive tackles that pass rush.
Right.
So
yeah, I think he's there. I'll throw.
According to NFL.com, William Refrigerator Perry is number 1 of all time. Actually, no, he's 31. Okay. Leroy Glover, Bryant Young.
He's number 1 in my heart.
Bryant Young's on the list.
Yeah. It's Aaron Donald.
It's got to be. I'm trying to think. Keith Miller.
Say Warren Sapp. You could make an argument at the time, but
Leo Nominelli.
I think you got to say Reggie White.
They have Aaron Donald 13th. So
what year is this? That's crazy.
They have Geno Atkins in front of them. They have.
Are we talking best defender or best defensive tackle?
Defensive tackle.
Wow.
I put in here.
Best defensive tackle?
Let's see who they have. John Randall's ahead of them.
This is from 2016 when he was in the league for 2 years.
Cortez Kennedy. Arnie Weimeister.
Cortez Kennedy.
Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp's good.
Randy White. Oh, Merlin Olsen.
Oh, well, I mean, it's hard to beat Merlin Olsen.
Mean Joe Green, and number 1 would be Bob Lilly.
When you put in the fearsome foursome.
Hey.
Bob Lilly?
Yeah, let's see what year this
Isn't Bob Lilly
used to
live at TriStar. Had a lot of Bob Lilly autos out there.
It doesn't say a year. Maybe it was like 2016 or something.
It had to. There's no.
Who's that?
Leroy Glover.
Okay.
Part of the greatest show on turf, maybe? He won a Super Bowl, maybe?
I don't think he was.
Sack leader in 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's ask who is the greatest defensive tackle of all time, guys? Who is it? Who?
Yeah, let us know.
Oh, here's 2025. John Randall, number 1. Aaron Donald, 2. So
okay.
John Randall.
That's at least updated, and that feels fair.
Mean Joe
if you don't have him in your top 2 to 3, that feels off. Right?
Well, he's number 1.
Yeah, so
I
agree.
Doesn't really matter.
I think he's number 1 too.
I could also make a blog and just
say number 1, Aaron Donald. Number 2,
number
Aaron
1,
Donald.
Aaron Donald. Number 2, Aaron Donald.
AD.
Number 3, Aaron Donald.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and he actually genuinely seemed interested in breaking and was asking like where he can get involved. And we told him the website. We actually told him to come by the booth and we give him some boxes and stuff. And he's like, okay, I don't think he did, but I think his wife was there and his manager was there with him as well. Right. So it was definitely a cool experience. Other things that we did, we actually got lucky and we brought a box to Gary Vee to open up some 1819 optic fast break with the caveat of if we hit a Jalen Brunson, who is one of his favorite players right now in the Knicks, that will give away a box of V Friends Chrome. So we went on the top of their booth, so it was better sound, and we're opening these 24 packs, and it's literally there's no Jalen Brunson. And it was literally the last card. And I've never seen Gary. I mean, I'm sure he does this all the time, but he lost his mind. He hugged me. You know, I think I'm like, I might be invited to the next birthday now. You know what I mean?
Sweet.
Like I might be able to go have dinner with his family now.
You're going to be a keynote speaker at VCon.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just from that Jalen Brunson card, dude. That was a big hug. I mean, it's a big hug from the guy Gary. So it was that was cool. And that video was like 30,000 views or something.
It's pretty cool.
Comments. So
pretty cool. Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. It was shades of the National when you guys and Joe Staley pulled on the last pack the LeBron rookie card. Felt very, very much the same of just like, there's no way we can do it. It's got to be this last card. And
some would say rigged.
Some would say rigged.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you know what some people are saying? They're like, well, that card's not even worth that much. Well, no, it's not. But the whole point was we called our shot kind of like we needed to hit this card in order for you guys to win this V-Friends, $600 V-Friends Chrome Hobby Box. And it happened. You know what was trippy out to me? Because last year with the 18-19, we hit the Grant Williams out of an 18-19 product. And then we do another 18-19.
Having good luck
product.
with 18-19 right now. Maybe just you got to bring another 18-19 next year.
And now you have a MVP and a finals MVP in that product as well with SGA. So, then we are a 50-box mixer. We pulled a Honus Wagner cut auto, which was really cool out of triple threads. Honus Wagner. Honus. Pocahontas. And then there was 2 Otanis. There was a Skeens rookie patch auto. It was a really fun break. I mean, I think we did it in sign language, like because we couldn't hear anything. Imagine being in the loudest club of all time.
You guys can probably hear a little bit. The people who were watching the break could not hear anything. It was white noise. It was the microphone was peaking, and it was just. I mean. It sounded like...
It was loud.
Sounded like people were having a great time.
So did you guys watch it on mute, basically?
Very close to the microphone. Very, very good time. Very close to the microphone.
Yeah, they were using those blue Yeti microphones.
And were people... Did they have megaphones that they were just screaming into the microphone?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of what it sounded like.
No, they were on stage with microphones with a wall of speakers surrounding them that was pointed at all pretty much our booth. So
goodness gracious! Yeah. All right, yeah, let's fix that up next year.
No, I think it was
Tighten
great.
It up.
I think it was great. I can't see one issue with it whatsoever. I think it was dialed in.
Next year, what we'll do is like come for the cards, leave with bleeding ears. I mean, that'll be like the slogan, right? Like
exactly.
Come watch the breaker.
I've been to concerts where they actually they do sign language for the lyrics.
Sure,
that's what every booth needs. That then problem solved.
That's true.
Problem solved.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, one of the good things is they did make sure they had a whole host of talent coming through the Fanatics Live Breaker Arena area. They had Emma Roberts breaking there. They had Logan Paul stop by. They had James Harden and Drewski. They had a whole slew of WWE wrestlers, Alexa Bliss, Big E. I think Seth Rollins might have made it through there at one point.
Once again proving to be one of the most popular things there at Fanatics Fest. Best representation, merchandise, everything. WWE definitely the winner, it felt like, again, on social media.
I do think that at some point they need to revisit and maybe either space out the use of the main stage, basically tell the breakers, like, hey, this is what's going to be happening at this time. So you maybe they don't even have breakers break at that time.
Yeah.
Or move the break studios away from the main stage. Because at the end of the day, like, you're doing a disservice to the people that are supporting your platform in Fanatics Live. They're sitting at home wanting to get in the breaks, but the quality that they're getting back in return is not the norm.
Actually, you know what I think what we need to do? Because I was walking in JFK after I landed at 1 a.m., and I heard this guitar playing. And I was like, somebody's playing guitar in the airport at 1 a.m.? And it was one of those new screens where it looks like the person's there. Have you ever seen those?
Oh, gosh. I think, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
So the guy was sitting there playing guitar, but he was like virtually playing guitar.
That's crazy.
It just looked, but it almost had a 3D effect.
Because I know on the new side of that airport, they've got some crazy LED effects and screens and crazy shops.
So that's what we need.
So it's a hologram?
It's a hologram.
Yeah, but it almost looks like he's like in the screen because it's like he was sitting on a stool and he's like playing, and it sounded like he was there. I almost took a picture of it but I was like so tired because it was 1 a.m.
But it was just a recording.
Yeah, but people do meet and greets that way live, where it's like Shaq's here and he's like, "What's up?" and he's like in a camera, but it's his whole body. You know what I mean? It's his whole body, and he's sitting there talking to you. So I'm like, why don't we just do that? We have Bubba back in Santa Clara breaking.
Looks
like
technology.
He's in the booth.
Yeah,
it looks like he's in the booth.
Or for Tupac.
Yeah, and everything's quiet to the consumers. People can still walk by and see it. We're out there giving out free stuff. I mean, it may cost Fanatics Live, I don't know, $5 million each breaker to bring through in a hologram. But
$5 million?
You know, it's like, you paid for James Harden, you paid for Logan Paul anyway. So
look, when you're giving $1 million to Tom Brady,
exactly.
Which, okay, can we address that?
Yeah, Tom Brady won the Fanatics.
First off, congratulations to Gary for a fantastic showing. I think he got top 20 out of 100 people, top 25, I think. Whatever it was, regardless, he's the top quarter of contestants, which is a fantastic.
And who did he beat? He beat Joe Burrow.
There's a ton of athletes.
I would have gave him the $1 million.
Yeah,
I would have too.
Exactly. Easy.
He beat Joe Burrow. He beat Russell Wilson. He beat.
Did anybody watch Joe Burrow throw a baseball?
Can't do it. He's bad at it.
It's bad.
They were all way outside. I mean, if you're a righty in the box, way outside, or if you're a lefty,
it looked like he had never thrown anything before.
It was bad. It just shows you that throwing a football, throwing a baseball, two very different things. Very different.
Gary can use that as a man. I know I think he's in a relationship. I don't want to talk about anybody's personal details, but could you imagine that? That'd be the pickup line, right? Hey, nice to meet you. I'm the guy that beat Joe Burrow.
I beat
Russell
Joe
Wilson.
Burrow.
I'm a pretty good athlete.
I beat Draymond.
I beat Draymond Green. Have you heard of him? Have you heard of Draymond Green? Have you heard of Joe Burrow? I think he might have beat Tyreek Hill, too. I don't know. He beat a bunch of guys. I mean, that's like, if anything else happens in life, that's on your pedigree right there, that you beat those athletes at 8 events.
I mean, he almost got a hole-in-one on the golf. I don't know.
It's his first time he was in a golf simulator, too.
I don't know. I'd like to see how close Tom Brady got. Tom Brady apparently got closer than 3 feet, which is pretty remarkable.
Tom Brady he's just good at everything, isn't he?
He is. He's just the best.
Gary, final ranking 26th for Gary. Ahead of such names as Draymond Green, Odell Beckham Jr., CeeDee Lamb, Joe Burrow, Denny Hamlin, DeMar Hamlin, Dez Bryant, Jaden Daniels. I could go on here, but there's a lot of guys that he was ahead of. Pretty good. What is this? Kevin Durant finished 97th? Whoa. He's a little.
That's why I got traded.
I mean,
I don't like.
A little distracted. Travis Scott, who was didn't even compete in the game.
Oh.
Finished 99th. What's going on there?
He was busy breaking Cactus Jack products.
Yeah, he was breaking some Cactus Jack products.
So did he get?
John Cena 94th.
Well, he didn't do the punching thing.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
He said, I don't really punch. You can't see me punching. So it was like a whole shtick.
Okay.
Who was the athlete? Not athlete who finished under Tom Brady.
That would be Justin Gaethje, who is the UFC fighter.
Okay.
Who wins a Lamborghini. James Harden finished a Ferrari, excuse me. Okay. This is my thing here where I'm like, when we talked about this, I thought it was, if you're a fan who's in the top 3, you're going to win $1 million or the Ferrari or the card.
No, you win $100,000 if you get 4th.
Right.
Yeah.
Number one fan gets that $100K if they are not the top 3 overall.
Right.
Which it felt like, well, that's crazy that you're even going to try to get top 3, but whatever. Cool incentive if you get top 3. I didn't realize that if you're Tom Brady and you finish first, you still get $1 million?
Yeah.
How's that fair?
Rich getting richer.
Needs it.
Look,
I mean, hey.
Unless there was something signed.
Didn't he get? He lost a lot in the FTX thing, didn't he?
Yeah,
that's true. He probably did. Unless there's something they signed beforehand that says if you do win celebrity or athlete, you are going to give this stuff away. Which, to his credit,
you don't have to give it away. He was out there competing.
To Tom Brady's credit, he gave all that money away. To his credit. He gave $5,000 to every fan.
It's like him going out there his last Super Bowl. He's like, oh, I've already won these. He's like, here you go, Patrick Mahomes. Here's the trophy. You can just get up here. No, man, he won it.
Absolute crap. I think it's crap.
He's an athlete. He's a competitor.
You compete for a charity. Like you do it like you're on Celebrity Jeopardy or something. Not this.
Now, did the fan that got the next fan should have gotten the 100,000 then, right?
Yeah, that kind of almost feels like, sorry to Liam, who finished 6th. Great showing. But, it has nothing to show.
Was Gary the next fan, or was there other fans ahead of him?
No, there were a few fans ahead of him. Gary would have been, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th among fans. Still pretty good.
Damn.
Still pretty good.
How about our good friend Alex? How did she do?
Alex, shout out, finished 44th.
Nice.
Wow. So she beat Travis Scott.
She beat Quavo, Russell Wilson, Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, CJ Stroud. So, and DJ Khaled, 62nd.
Russell Wilson was one that I actually thought might win the whole thing.
Well, he did not.
Let's ride.
Because, he obviously played baseball.
Yep.
He could throw a football.
So I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure he probably plays a little bit of golf.
Good on Tom Brady that he said, hey, $5K to all the fans who competed. I'm going to buy that guy's card, $250K on the spot.
Kind of looked like Ruben bought that card.
Well,
but
I'm sure he said, hey, Tom, buy this card. And give him a signed jersey. And then said, rest of the money going to charity. Good on him. But I'm just saying, Celebrity Jeopardy rules, you do not get to win this stuff. You're already rich and famous. Sorry. Sorry to that.
I think he's a competitor. I don't have a problem with it.
You had all that chance when you were playing.
The crazy thing is that I was talking about it earlier. Tom Brady is how old? 48, 49,
45, maybe
45, 46.
Yeah, how old's Tom Brady? We should know
There's
this.
so many more athletes that were in there
47.
that are close to half his age.
It's true.
They let Tom Brady be number one.
They let the 47-year-old Tom Brady
you're telling me
beat you.
like Tyreek Hill or Jalen Daniels or
what percentage of these guys you think took it real serious though?
Brady did. Clearly, James Harden did.
Yeah, Brady did.
Harden did. Eli Manning did. Kevin Hart finished 11th.
Jeez.
Pretty good. Tyreek Hill, a Speed, who I picked as my winner, finished 13th. Dwight Howard finished 14th. Gronk finished 17th. If you're in the top 25, I think you took it serious. If the top 30, I think you took it seriously.
I think a lot of these athletes are, again, they're competitors. They want to win.
Yeah, exactly. There's quite a few, though, who were just said, I'm done. Bryce Young, 82nd. Come on, man. What's going on there?
It's not good.
82nd. Nick Foles dropped out after 4 games.
Well, Speed.
I didn't even know Nick Foles was in it.
Nick Foles was in it, and he did 4 games and went, I'm done. I'm out.
Right.
Yep.
Well, he's like, I can't let Tom Brady beat me once.
All right.
I got to bow out.
So Danny Hamlin was in it, right?
Danny Hamlin was in it.
I know, actually, they didn't have Kyle Larson on the list to be there, but he was there along with William Byron. And Fanatics had their own car displayed as well, right?
Yeah. There was an F1 car there. I don't know if it was
there was a NASCAR. There was a
believe so.
Yelly. He had like the Fanatic. It's like Fanatic Sportsbook. It was out there. I saw it.
I think I walked by it. I mean, like I said, it's all a blur. I mean, what's crazy too? I think the most commotion I seen for anybody was I Show Speed. There was like people running. Like
people
he was
are obsessed with him. He's
like he was Michael Jackson out there. Like,
and what does he do again?
He's a Twitch streamer.
Twitch streamer, yeah.
Twitch streamer who also
apparently is kind of an athlete.
He is both very famous for just general video game streams that he does, but on top of that, he's also gotten viral for jumping over cars, specifically like Lamborghinis, going like top speed, racing, like challenging athletes to races and winning. He's wild. He's really, really fast and very, 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 very athletic.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was we had Lendell White out too. USC's great, former Titan running back as well. Lendell White, good dude. We had dinner with him, hung out with him all weekend, and he was great. He had some good content pieces out there that he had put out. Opened some hats with them. He's Really good dude. So we had that. We had him. Next to us was Oral Hershiser's booth. He was Legends in the Attic, writing some Dodger story books and stuff like that. So apparently his son went to USC as a pitcher as well. Oral
really?
He's a big dude. It's like 6'5", 6'6". He came up, talked to Lendell, and he's like, yeah, I'm something Hershiser. We're like, oh, okay. So Oral's my dad, yeah. So
wow.
I'm all Giants grade, Oral Hershiser.
Giants legend, forever Giant Oral Hershiser,
Yeah.
of course.
Good Giant.
This is the thing. So last year, I feel like we're always going to compare these events just because they're going to always happen close to each other. They sort of are attracting the same crowd. But from watching from afar, the thing I kind of took away was I don't think this and the National are going to be able to coexist for the foreseeable future. It doesn't feel like this is encroaching on what the National does, and the National isn't going to try to be whatever Fanatics Fest is. It can't be.
People still collect vinyl records, so people still go to the National as well. So to compare the two, it's like you have this newfangled event that has all the glamour, all the glitz, all the drops, all the events. My concern, and I'm sure Ruben's a lot smarter than me, and so is his guy that runs Fanatics events. I think his name is Lance, or his guy who used to do Comic-Cons. How do they top it? How do you continue to overdo what you did the prior year?
Fanatics Games was a great first step to doing that. It got a conversation throughout the whole weekend. It got fans involved. That was big to just do that. And have stuff like the KD story breaking. I'm not going to say like Michael Rubin was pulling the strings to get the KD stuff, but absolutely, I think you have to. I think you have to at least consider the fact
and
that
Taylor Rooks was there.
Yes, and Taylor Rooks is interviewing him. Taylor Rooks, who is going to be one of the faces of Amazon Prime's NBA coverage when they start this fall. It all was perfectly aligned, and I just have this feeling that Katie's agents and his team were like, yeah, let it leak out now while he's on stage at Fanatics Fest. It's also Game 7 of the finals today. It's perfect. This is going to be what a moment we're about to create. And that the fact that there's immediately a Topps Now card for the moment. Like, I don't think it's fully orchestrated. I don't even know if KD was fully in on it, but certainly
Somebody
team
was
certainly orchestrated. I think they were like, if you want to let it out now, go ahead. That's fine.
Do you guys think that this stays a one event per year type of deal? Because we know,
I think so.
We know a couple years when they first announced it, it was going to be regional as well. They were going to have 3 or 4 of them throughout the year. They were going to have one on the West Coast. I think there was going to be one in Florida.
There was going to be that one in PNC Park.
Do we think that this is going to be an annual thing and they're going to keep it in New York?
I think it has to be an annual thing. I think you can't you're just going to suffer. The other shows are going to suffer.
But do you think you can keep it annual and switch locations one time, have it in LA? Because no.
Be nice.
No,
I think they would have to do like a biannually and then have the LA. But the LA is going to have a whole other type of flair to it. But it's just like, I don't know. It's now to me with 2 years have gone to the first 2. It's like it's ingrained in a New York show. To me. It just doesn't seem to make sense anywhere else in my brain.
What I could see them doing is kind of taking the idea they had in year 1, where they clearly got a little overexcited and bit off more than they could chew. With we're going to have an LA show. Well, they never officially announced that LA show, I know. But
they had the Florida that they had to
We're going to have the Florida show. We're going to have the PNC Park show, where that was the whole idea behind those shows was these are going to be more collector-centric. These are going to be much more about the collector. These are going to be trade shows as much as with a sprinkling of some of the stuff you saw at Fanatics Fest New York. I could see them basically combining those 2 shows and being like the LA show or wherever you want to have it is going to be a collector-centric show with sprinklings of Fanatics Fest New York. You get some of the athlete interactions and those activations that you have at New York, but it's going to be more national than it is going to be Fanatics Fest. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, the Nike booth this year was just massive. I mean, you had, people being able to buy jerseys and shoes. Dick's Sporting Goods had a huge booth as well. Netflix, they had Happy Gilmore too promotions.
I heard that the Happy Gilmore booth was low-key one of the most fun places. I think
I didn't make it out there. But.
So I saw the thing they were giving away. They were giving out like fake Wheaties boxes, fake cereal boxes with Shooter McGavin on the box.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
It was really cool. We had one at the booth. I think somebody had grabbed it.
Nice.
But it's just, and then you have Mitchell and Ness, and then you have all the partners. You have Lids. You have OVO was selling merchandise. I got this Anti-Social Club WWE shirt from there. I mean, there was like so many different things that I don't think people would want to do that more than once a year. It's probably a lot of money to do it, to be able to have them travel 2 or 3 times a year to do this.
I think though LA is the right, New York is the right crowd for a lot of those. You're saying all of the the shirts and the fashion element of it, where I think LA is also going to be somewhere where that part of it really succeeds with the West Coast crowd, with specifically a SoCal with an LA crowd too.
And 1 hour travel time.
And you know what? For us, it'd be a lot nicer. 1 hour flight. We're there.
1 hour flight. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I easily spent more time in either an airport on a delay or in the air or waiting for my bag or waiting for a taxi. I spent more hours doing that than actually being able to do the show, just from the travel aspect of it. So
it is getting to New York, getting to the East Coast from where we're at on the West Coast is tough.
Yep.
There's no easy way of going about it.
And I know we've got the West Coast Card Show out here, and I think they've done a fantastic job of building that up from the ground up and having the closest thing we do have to a West Coast National. But man, oh man, what I'd love for one of these shows to also just come out to the West Coast, even if it's Vegas. Do Fanatics Fest in Vegas. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you sold me. When are you announcing it, Cody?
I would Las Vegas. Ruben, call me.
I would love it, but they're all based. Topps is based in New York. Freaking Fanatics is based in New York.
Fanatics got LA headquarters.
I know, it's like the redheaded stepchild.
I know.
I don't know.
Real quick before we get off of it, the most important thing I need to ask about Fanatics Fest: best thing you ate in New York City.
Oh, it was recommendation by Lendale. It was a place it was in Greenwich. It was called Blue Ribbon something. I think they have sushi.
Sounds familiar.
But he was like, the fried chicken is amazing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm expecting kind of like a more of a just like a old school kind of fried chicken place. And it was kind of fancy. So I had some escargot. It was pretty good. And I had, based on his recommendation, the fried chicken, and it was really good. It was only like $30 for the fried chicken too. It wasn't even crazy.
Nice.
So, but that's about it because I didn't have a lot of time to eat. So it was.
I
didn't even have a slice of pizza.
I didn't even have a slice of pizza. You know what though? You made time for a good meal in New York. You got to make at least carve out a little time for one real good meal.
One called it Blue Ribbon. They have Pabst.
I know they should.
They should have.
They had no Coors Light. Tell you that much.
There's plenty of good dive bars you can find in New York with cheap Paps. So that's the beauty of it. You can go and have fancy fried chicken, and then you can go right next door and go to the diviest bar of all time.
Something about Coors Light. It is losing its fanfare for sure.
Coors Light?
Coors Light. It is. Michelob Ultra seems like to be the go-to.
Michelob is boring. I don't like Michelob. And now they're the beer.
I think it's outselling Coors Light 4-1.
Because they've done this whole campaign. And I know we'll get back to the hobby here. I'm sorry, everyone. I have to go off.
Not a Michelob guy, huh?
Because now they're like, oh, we're the beer of the... if you saw the locker room talking about the NBA champs, if you saw the locker room, they're all popping open bottles of Michelob. Because they have gone in this... They have fooled us all to be like, we're the beer of athletic people. We're the one you drink...
will not have a beer belly.
No, yeah. After a rousing match of basketball, after you're going on a big hike, you're going to have a Michelob. It's still beer. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
there's no healthy beer.
It's not Guinness. I mean, can you imagine if they were just popping Guinness?
But Coors Light,
Boddingtons.
Coors Light is exactly the same. If you look at the calories, you look at everything. Coors Light is the exact same as Michelob.
Coors Light,
they fooled us.
I just had this conversation. I think Michelob Ultra is 90 calories.
Yeah.
and I think Coors Light is 105 calories.
Yeah.
I mean,
10. What's
So
10
if you walk around drinking the Coors Light, it'll
I
be
mean,
the same.
I'll tell you, Coors Light far superior. Everybody knows where I stand on
I don't
that.
mind the
Hard
Michelob,
agree.
though. I don't mind the Michelob. I'll drink one.
It's fine. If someone
Ain't
hands me a
nothing better
Michelob,
than
I'll
tapping
have
the
it.
Rockies, man. Ain't nothing better. You get those Blue Mountains.
That silver bullet, baby.
Oh, that's Silver Bullet.
Oh, God.
And when the day I got in Thursday night at 1:30, I was in the cab and I was like, you know what? I don't really want to go out to get food, so I DoorDash 7th Street burger. It was really good, even
Nice.
DoorDash. The guy came up on a bike. He was rode a bike to
at
me.
1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
They were
See, that
open.
never sleeps.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was telling Lendell the story. He's all, well, why didn't you just go get something from the corners? Like, there's food there on every corner, all hours of the night.
It's true. Go get a
So,
chopped
yeah.
cheese at the bodega.
I was
right
so
down the
tired,
stairs.
though. I was like, I want my food to arrive when I arrive because
I mean, I'm telling you, that would have been the extra DoorDash when they come in and they feed it to you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that service, we're not that far away. When they basically come in, they put a bib on you and they just play the airplane
Here comes
game.
the airplane.
They could talk to me like I'm a
The big
toddler.
old burger. Here it goes.
Here it comes. And then they just dab you up a little bit.
They burp you
Yeah,
afterwards.
Give you a little
Hey,
drink, wipe your face.
We're not far away.
You're
we're
not wrong.
We're not far away. Hey, 2 years.
2 years away
2
from
years.
would
Uber has
yeah.
to with those robot
$25 feeding
with
fee.
Tesla's robot taxis coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna have to. Uber's gonna have to step up their game. People are gonna stop taking Ubers. They already have Uber Eats. They got to have an Uber Eats
Yeah.
Premium, and I'm telling you.
Yeah, when the robot can then feed me.
No, it's not
rock
a robot.
Rock me to bed.
You're getting that human to
Oh,
human
well,
connection.
That's true. That's actually better.
Not having
That's
a
what's-
robot come in and
Yeah,
feed me.
that's
That's
true.
weird.
That's what will excel.
I mean, it's
is
weird to
having-
have It's weird either way, but
No, the robot coming in and burping you and feeding you, weird. A real human, that's very normal. That's
very normal.
Very normal behavior.
Yeah, because you don't know. The robot could just like put his hand down your throat or something.
Yeah,
It
things
isn't the
could
depth of
malfunction.
perception, you know.
Skynet might go, might be activated while you're eating.
I like the idea of like just a crazy straw, like just holding it up. It's just one of those loopy crazy straws. And I mean, we're not far away.
We're not far away from it.
Coming tomorrow.
It's a day that I want to see. I'm going to be excited.
Well,
for
it was just like at Fanatics Fest, they had one of those, and Dan had to verify the transaction because I didn't realize that I had done it. But they have one of those things that you to get in, it's like locked, right? You have to tap your phone or your card to get into the place that sells the water and the
Right.
sandwiches, and you walk in and you've already pre-scanned your card. You grab everything you need, and when you walk out, it knows what you have in your hand somehow. And it charges that pre-approved charge. So you grab 4, 5, 6 waters for your team, or you grab maybe a sandwich, and it just somehow knows that that's $30 worth of merchandise, and it charges your
nuts.
card, and you're walking out.
It's got to be scanning the barcodes. Like, I don't know how it works.
I don't know how it's working, but I also
That's just probably a lot of radiation in your brain.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
That's what
So,
it is. Nice flowing through you as you walk
Yeah,
right through
just-
that door.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah,
I think we're going to see that they're popping up in the stadiums too.
yeah. They are. I
Yeah,
think the
they are.
Lakers have them.
Yeah.
I think the Giants have one right now.
They do.
I
San
think the
Francisco.
Giants-
Yep, I've seen that. Yep,
They
same.
just added it.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Yeah, I wish I would have had more pizza. I wanted to see. I had the opportunity to DoorDash Bleecker, but I was like, dude, it's going to take 45 minutes. What's it going to taste like by the time I get it? So
That's true. You want
I
that
stayed
fresh.
away from pizza to DoorDash.
I would have done it.
Yeah. No, you want a fresh slice.
You gotta get
I
like
mean,
fresh pie.
You
know?
do, but
You want a fresh pie.
what are you going to do?
Right, but is a like sort of like 70% lukewarm pie from New York still better than 90%?
I know. I didn't want to
of the stuff
ruin
you're
my
gonna get, right?
experience. You know, I didn't want it to be
Yeah.
like I don't like pizza anymore because I DoorDashed a pizza.
I think you still would have been
Slice.
right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, obviously it lived up to the billing. There's so many people. Hard to walk around.
120,000, I believe.
Pretty nuts.
I think they sold 120,000
Yeah,
tickets.
they did.
I believe the year before they sold
Yes,
70,000.
they topped last year. I think, but here's the thing: is I remember last year hearing from people that are not in the hobby circles at all. Like I went to working with when I was at San Jose Giants, and people who don't collect were like, "What is this event? I want to go. I've never seen anything like this. And that to me is the difference, where they get the casual fan or just the general sports fan who's like, I have to go to this. I have to be part of this. And I think you saw it reflected with the
it was also, I told Dan this, but I was in and out of the booth. I made a trade, which details to come. I traded a card for a card. But this guy walked up and he was like 6'7", probably easily, and looked like Dominican-ish. Had about a 6 or 7 year old son they were looking at Pokemon. The son wanted a Destined Rivals booster, and was telling him, that's probably the best one, and that's the box you got to get is the booster. And he's like, and then we got on the topic. He's like, yeah, I used to play for the Yankees, and I was like, oh, cool. What's your name? He goes, Dylan. I'm like, oh, Dylan Batons.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Dylan Batons bought from us.
Oh, my God. That's cool.
Yeah, so I was talking to him about baseball a little bit, and I was like, oh, did you ever make it out to San Francisco? He goes, I was hurt when we were playing them. He's like, I would love to play there, but I was hurt during that trip. So. Oh,
man. Dylan Batons, I remember. He was supposed to be like a hot shot. He had a couple good years.
Yeah, I want to say he was their ace at one point, right?
He was a bullpen, always a bullpen guy.
That's right.
Had some nice years there with the Yankees. Man, that's
massive, dude.
That's a blast from the past. Goodness,
I remember hitting his cards.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, 2014, he was a all-star reliever, 1.4 ERA in 70 games, 90 innings pitched, and had 135 strikeouts in his rookie year out of the pen. Goodness.
When did he retire? Just recently, then, right?
2021 was his final year with the. Okay. He had 2 years with the Mets, but only pitched 16 games. But I mean, a 10-year career in Major League Baseball, a career 2.53 ERA. He had a good career.
Yeah.
Solid, very good relief. 4-time All-Star, 4 straight All-Star.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Good pitcher. Yeah.
And then I traded you. So our infamous CJ Stroud Panini instant autos that we have, the PSA 10s.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about them.
So we had one out there. We're asking $9K for it, and this guy comes up. He goes, I was wondering if you guys wanted to trade, and he had a 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth 1.5. So which was valued at about $7,000, $7 to $8,000. So he offered us that and $1,000 cash for the CJ Stroud. So I was like, I'll take the stableness of the Gaudy Babe Ruth.
I would like that trade.
I would take that trade.
That's the only thing that sucks about it is it's got a little bit of pen mark on it. Like somebody in probably 1934 when they got the card, they were 7. They're like, it's pretty cool to test out this pen on this Babe Ruth card. That's the only downside about the card, but it's a 1.5 on the grade, so it's PSA graded.
That's a Gaudy Ruth. I mean, that's one of those cards where it does it, whatever it looks like. If in a slab, you take it. It's pretty good.
What year?
1933.
It's pretty cool.
Gaudy. So
wow.
So I thought that was a pretty cool trade. We did that. I mean, we had the 190 of the buyback packs. They were gone, so people were having fun ripping through those. Shirts were gone instantly as well, so we'll have more shirts at the National. So, yeah, all in all, I think it was a pretty good show. Travel sucks, of course. Nothing you can do about it, but Fanatics does a great job of getting a lot of attention, a lot of hype. I mean, some people are probably like they're done seeing the content because there's just so much of it. You go on your algorithm, you go on your feed right now, it's just all Fanatics Fest stuff. So.
But I mean, we're used to this from the National.
Yeah.
We're used to this. If people who are also in the comic book and toy collectible world, you're used to that during Comic-Con. I know for me, when Comic-Con is happening, I want to see that stuff because I want to live vicariously through everybody at the show. I'm like, oh, man, I wish I could be there. I was the same thing with Fanatics Fest. It was cool to see everything going on. It's cool to see Gary competing. Cool to see you guys at the V-Friends booth. So, it's a lot, but also I think everybody want to see this stuff. It's cool.
Few other news before we get into talking about some SGA stuff in his cards is – Roth Cards sold a Jaden Daniels, the Black Prism 1 of 1, BGS 95, sold it to the owner of the Commanders for $500K. What do you guys think? Good deal?
Was it
Do
graded?
I think it was a good?
Okay,
I think it was a good buy.
$500K.
No, I think it was a good sell.
It's a very good sell.
I think it was a good sell.
Very good sell for Roth Cards there, and a great moment. So. That's the one thing with those shows is it is to make these moments memorable. There are going to be cards that get probably marked up a little bit more because these guys, for a lot of these celebrities, they're just like, hey, we'll just make a cool moment, make somebody's life, change somebody's life right here on the spot. It's a cool moment. But yeah, great job by him to get out of that.
I don't know if you guys
$500K.
seen the interview, and I haven't seen it, so I'm hearing this secondhand as well. But apparently he was trying to tell Michael Rubin that is the Black Prism is the greatest card out there, and Rubin said, "Well, no, the debut patch is." So
for football.
I don't know if you guys want to debate that, but
just in general.
in general, a Black Prism is a bigger card.
But we haven't seen the debut patch.
We haven't seen it, but I mean, I think he was just talking about a card in general. And then Rubin's like, "Hey, wait, we got the debut patch. That's the greatest single invention."
I've seen that quote lately.
Give it some years. We'll see. We need the data to back that up. Right now it's Prism.
Yeah, it's Prism.
Right now, could in 10 years maybe it is a debut patch.
Now again, it's tough because there isn't a debut patch football card yet. We just don't.
No, we don't have it yet.
So yeah, until that happens, I'm now comparing that Jaden Daniels. Now again, 2022, we're still we're tailing off of the times where a lot of prices were a little inflated. But a BGS 9 Justin Herbert, 1 of 1, sold for $1.1 million. I'm looking at some other football ones.
Was that a good buy?
What year?
No, not a good buy. 2022.
Well, it was the 2020, but it sold in 2020.
I love you, Herbie. Not a good buy. Let's see. 2016.
What do you think that card goes for right now?
100,000.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't
You think it's that low?
It doesn't get 500,000.
No, probably not. You're right. You're not.
I mean, I know it hurts you.
It does hurt me a lot. It hurts me a lot.
You're a San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers supercharger fan.
Do you have like a Herbert like stuffy that you sleep with, or
no, not there. I just have like
like the old wrestling buddies, but it's just Justin Herbert.
I have something in the closet that's like a little worship chamber of all the Herbert stuff. So,
like who was the guy from Major League?
Major League. No, or I was gonna say this is Hey Arnold.
Pedro
remember
Serrano?
the cartoon Hey Arnold? And
I remember the cartoon.
Helga had she secretly loved Arnold, and she had used a worship doll of Arnold that she made out of his used chewing gum that she had made. So yeah, it's just imagine that, but it's Justin Herbert.
Oh,
That's what I have in the closet.
I like it.
It's not weird at all.
BGS 9 Auto 10. This is auto though of Mahomes 1 of 1 in 2023 sold for $312,000.
Okay.
So there you go. Now again we know Prism. No one in Prism likes autos, but that Mahomes is worth more than that Jaden, right?
It is. I mean, but Jaden, if you look at the last 10 or 15 years of rookies, Jaden has gone the farthest in his rookie year than any of those guys.
It's true.
Do you think? And look, I mean,
a couple plays away from
could you think? Do you think that like?
It was pretty close.
Hey,
That championship.
For content, we're gonna basically say that this is gonna sell for $500,000, but
right.
But behind closed doors, the deal is substantially less.
I think he really got $500K. I think that, and I think
because he's like mainly a single seller, right?
Yeah,
That's
and again,
his
it's the owner of the Commanders. What's $500K to him? It's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. And but if this isn't a social media deal,
it's not a $500K.
No,
card.
it's not. No.
It's the best, but it's the best Jaden Daniels card out there.
It's
again,
not a $500K card.
Again, I also understand that, but you think there's no chance that there can be a deal that is already talked about that is undisclosed.
Oh, of course.
There's a chance, but I don't think it's happening.
Because if they talked about it and sold it for $125,000, that doesn't make for great content.
No.
But $500,000 gets everybody talking about it, makes for great content.
Yes. Which is why Michael Rubin talks to his buddy. I don't know the name of the Commander's owner. I'm sorry, I forget his name.
Harris, I think.
Talks to his buddy.
Isn't Magic Johnson? Definitely part of the ownership. Part of the group.
Or was part, yeah. But he talks to his buddy, hey, this guy over here, this is going to be great. Like, everyone's going to be talking about it. Those guys over in Santa Clara at Mojobreak are going to talk about it on their podcast, The Hype.
But that dude's a billionaire because he doesn't make bad business decisions.
But to him, this is they're going to, you know what? And the business decision is, guess what you're going to be able to go see at the Commander Stadium now in their if they've got a little museum or something. Oh, we now have the Jaden Daniels 1 of 1 that we can put on display. We have made this investment. Oh, we have a revelation here.
We do.
Okay.
So Joshua Jordan Harris, age 60, born in Maryland. He is the managing partner of the Commanders, the New Jersey Devils, and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Ding, 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 ding. Hey, it's Michael Rubin, your old buddy. Let's make a viral moment. You get this card. Look, maybe you're doing a little bit of a buyer's premium here.
A little bit.
But you get to have it in your stadium. All your fans get to see it. And look,
whatever.
You believe in Jaden, right? You believe in him. He's going to take you to the Super Bowl, right? He's going to take you to the promised land. That card's going to be $1 million.
He's also the minority owner of Joe Gibbs Racing.
Oh, there we go.
And there was some cars there, right? There was some cars there. Were they Joe Gibbs?
Well, Joe Gibbs is Denny Hamlin. Like that Denny Hamlin is Joe Gibbs Racing. Well, he is a driver for Joe Gibbs Racing, but Denny Hamlin also owns 2311 with Jordan.
Yeah.
He also is a 10% owner of Crystal Palace Football Club.
Yep.
Um,
Which a lot of these owners nowadays seem to be of American sports teams.
Yeah, so he's involved. He's definitely involved. He's he's got a Harvard University
Does
MBA.
it have owner of Jaden Daniels, 1 Prism?
Well, it's actually funny when I looked him up. Right there, Commander owner Josh Harris buys $500,000 Jaden Daniels card in record sale from the New York Times.
To make it even more of a drop in the bucket, he is not buying that. The check, when that check is signed, it does not say his name. It says property of the Washington Commanders, football team.
Yeah,
that's who's buying it.
Are they going to put it?
It's like they sign $500,000 contracts like nothing.
Is that going to be at the Is that going to be the Dix in Washington on display?
They spend more than $500,000 to stock toilet paper in their stadium. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
Right out, tax write-off.
Exactly.
Whatever. Yeah, that card. Well,
I was going to say, is it going to be in the Dix in Washington?
Probably,
like the same kind of as the Paul Skeens.
Week 1, probably, almost certainly.
Yeah,
it's going to be there.
It's going to be on tour. But, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Commander's owner buying it out. And then also we can see the business connection there as well. But Washington Commanders fans love this guy compared to Dan Snyder. So, I mean, he's a fan favorite.
Look, it's pretty easy to be better than Dan Snyder, on the likability scale. Pretty easy. So, and hey, good on him. Look, the success is there. It speaks for itself right now. So
one observation before we move on to this slide. I know this has been like the whole show here, but one observation about that whole thing too is that Fanatics has been the first company that I've noticed, like over the years of dealing with Topps, Panini, Leaf, that they don't care if it's somebody else's card that's not theirs. Like they don't care from a breaking aspect. They don't care for the publicity aspect of this because, like you probably would see like Upper Deck would never be involved in buying like a Panini card or vice versa, or Topps would never buy or promote a Panini card, where like Fanatics doesn't seem to care. They're like, all right, yeah, well, the Jaden Daniels 101 Prism, okay, whatever, we'll put it up on display.
Well, to be frank, it's easy not to care when it's like, we're just going to own all this stuff in a couple of years anyway.
True. 100%.
So, who cares?
100%. 100%. So SGA, huh? He's on the rise, winning that title.
How much this? And I guess this is the big question. Congrats to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Apologies to the city and metro area of Seattle, who had to watch the team formerly known as the Supersonics raise up a NBA Finals trophy. And of course, God, my heart just the moment that Halliburton injury happened.
He was banged up going into it, so that they'd have to play into it, you think?
Yeah, I mean, he literally injures the Achilles tendon on the calf that he was having problems with throughout the playoffs. So terrible. But we'll try to focus on the positive here. SGA and his market, I guess this is the main question from a hobby perspective, is I just don't know how much more his market can go up.
I know, it's crazy
at this point. But I did just show a couple examples of where we're at of very recent sales of the last couple of days since they became the newly crowned NBA champions. Here you go. There's a Blue Prism PSA 10 around this time last year, April 2024. $2,325 is what it sold for. On June 22nd, it sold for $7,500.
Imagine if that card had the rookie card logo.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that's just kind of that's one example. Even better here, Cracked Ice sold in March of last year, $4,450. Sold on June 22nd for $10,266. And there's a few sales of that where they are all floating in that The lowest I saw was a $98 to $9,900. The highest in that 10,000 to 10,500. So how much higher does that go with the Finals MVP? I don't really know. It's hard to say.
Well, here's a better question. Are you selling right now if you're the owner of these cards?
Absolutely.
You don't think there's more upside, more titles in the future?
This is probably the big question, because one thing to note is they did make a big point when the Thunder won. They said the first time in NBA history that a different team has won, 7 different teams have won 7 years in a row. That has never happened in the entire history of the NBA. So there's more parity than there's ever been, which great for the sport, right? Also seems to me say that's not going to last much longer. Somebody's going to have to take the reins, and if there's any team more primed to do that, it is this Thunder team. They just have the young core there. They're a great defensive team. They're just built perfectly to go on a long...
They still have some draft picks.
They still have draft picks. Draft picks now that you could say, well, we've got our title. We could build more young players, or we could say, you know what? Let's push our chips all in. Let's use these assets to actually get another star here.
Did I read that Durant trade included Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks?
Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green.
And a bunch of second-round picks.
A first-round pick and 5 second-round picks.
5 second-round picks.
I don't like the trade for the Suns. I'll just put that out there. Don't really like it that much for the Suns, because you're going to have Beal, Green.
But they had to. They had to do it. They had to get rid of that.
And it's not.
Jalen Green's good.
That's what I was going to say. Low-key, Jalen Green's really good.
Dylan Brooks, I think everybody in this room is
he is who he is. He's a knucklehead. But yeah.
But when he's on your team, it's kind of like probably us and Draymond. We love Draymond, but nobody else loves Draymond around the league.
Sure.
Going back to Shai and his market. So if you're basically, the bet you're making here is the Thunder are going to be the next dynasty here. And the last time we had basically Steph Curry is the one guy who comes to mind of like, okay, that's who we're basically hoping he becomes. But the thing is, Steph is a unicorn. It's not just the fact that he won so much. It's also the fact that he transcended the game. He changed the way the game was played. Don't think we're getting that with Shai. As good as he is, he's a very talented player. Still, 2-3 titles down the road here, let's say by the end of the decade, Shai's value should be higher, and it probably is in that elite group.
Well, and what's crazy too is we're like in this uptick in singles right now, because I think you have the combination of people buying with repacks and the way products are a little bit different now, and there's not there may be no Panini basketball soon. There's all these questions. I feel like obviously 2020 and 2021 we're on a crazy uptick, and some of those cards have never rebounded. But I feel like right now, over the last 5 years, excluding the pandemic, we're at an all-time high on singles sales right now. I mean, you're seeing sales of cards. I think there was a Caitlin Clark sold for $300,000. There's been some insane sales lately, and I think that coupled with you're in an all-time high with SGA cards, I think I'm selling. I'm not waiting around to see if he's a dynasty player or not. It's too many question marks.
You have to really believe it.
I think I'm selling.
Yeah. I'm in sell mode too. But I'm also if somebody is out there who thinks this is the team that's primed to be a dynasty. Now, we said that with the Nuggets, where we thought, boy, they're built to last. They've got the best player in the NBA, and they've got a great supporting cast, and they've been a good team. The Bucks looked like, hey, they got one of the best players in the NBA. They got a good supporting cast. That's fallen apart. It can change really quickly. I don't think that happens with the Thunder, given the amount of draft picks they have gotten, the great young core they've built. A couple other sales that are notable. You can see Chet's numbers have gone up. That's a Donruss Optic, purple black box from 1 of 1.
I feel like that is extremely undervalued.
It is very low.
And it's because it's a black box. People don't like those.
Yeah, 900. It sold in November of last year for $650. Another one here, Immaculate. You want to talk about maybe another one that's undervalued?
That's undervalued.
It's PSA 9. Which, again, I think PSA... There's a whole other discussion about PSA 9s.
Why don't people like Chet?
Why don't people like Immaculate RPAs?
I don't get it. Chet...
Chet's too skinny, though.
I think that's what it is. They are... And
come on,
I know. We've had this conversation.
So Kevin Durant's too skinny.
Right. It's true. Sold is for our viewers at home.
Well, Chet's not also your stereotypical basketball player. If you know what I mean.
Number to 99, sold December of last year, $826.22. Latest sale on Sunday, $1,050. So still, his stuff's doing fine, and he's viewed as the big on the team. And frankly, those guys, if there's another guy like a Shai on the team, that guy's just not gonna get the respect.
I actually bet Jalen Williams probably outsells Chet.
Well,
oh yeah, look at this. This
funny
is crazy.
you should say.
I mean, hey,
look
look,
at
we've
this
been
sale.
we've been doing this podcast for a long time. I understand where we're going.
But Jalen Williams checks all the boxes.
But Jalen is the better of, and he's also the number 2 guy. He is
Santa
the guy.
Clara, baby, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara's own. I know. We're
I think he might
biased.
be the greatest Santa Clara basketball player athlete ever.
Not even close.
Well,
Not even because Steve Nash is one of the greatest players ever to play, so it's impossible.
Did
Boy.
Steve Nash win a title?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash won at least 2 MVPs, if not 3.
Steve
didn't
Nash
win it.
was
He
one.
didn't win a trophy.
greatest born in South Africa, I believe. Greatest player ever that was born in South Africa.
Well, he's Canadian,
He's also,
isn't he?
No, he's born in South Africa, but
he's Canadian nationality,
So
sure.
he is the best in 3 countries.
Okay.
But he doesn't have a championship.
No, he does not. You could make an argument that this
I think they named
championship
the arena after him.
that
Steve Nash Arena. I don't think they did, but
there's
they will.
2 guys on Steve Nash's heels. One for the best Canadian player of all time, SGA. He's on his heels. He's not there yet. He's on his heels. And now best Santa Clara University Bronco basketball player, Jalen Williams. He's on his heels. He's not there
Now
yet.
you just passed up Kurt
honestly,
Rambis.
Yeah, I'm like, it's Kurt Rambis.
Kurt Rambis, sorry. It's now Jalen Williams.
Maybe Randy Wynn.
Randy
even though
Wynn?
didn't have a
Great athlete.
didn't have a pro
well,
basketball career, but a good baseball player.
Sure.
Well, and you talk about parity in the NBA. It's also interesting to note here that if you look at that 18-19 class, all the guys we're chasing, with the exception of Trae Young, are all on different teams.
It's true.
Now, from
Well,
the regular
everybody's
season,
on a
right?
different
It's all
team.
pods.
What about
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
Oh,
It's
sure.
probably
he's-
fifth,
yeah.
fifth on the list.
Sure. Put him top 5.
It's right
Had a
behind
good year.
Kurt Rambis, yeah.
Had a good year. I like him.
Bad playoff, but good year. Yeah.
But overall, look, this Jalen Williams sale is crazy. Sold in June 2023. That's a gold Prism PSA 10 from his rookie year. Sold 2023 for $5,109, and in May of this year, $28,800.
That's crazy.
That said, I think
Don't
overall,
say you're holding.
his market.
Say you're buying.
I'm not saying I'm. This one of one PSA 10 sold last year for $676. Latest sale this weekend, $3,500. But I think if you look at overall his sales,
It tells me that people don't like fast break.
well, there's that too, and a flawless. It's a PSA 9 number to 25, sold on Sunday, 25-20 from his rookie.
So is he the Pippen to SGA's
He
Jordan?
is 100% the Pippen. And I think I even saw a pretty impressive combined set, by the way, an immaculate raw there, number to 50, rookie patch auto.
People don't like
sold-
immaculate.
People don't like immaculate. That's a $1,106
They
card.
don't really like a flawless
That's
either.
an easy buy for me. I like
all
Jalen
band
Williams
collected,
here.
dude.
I like Jalen Williams a lot.
So what does
if
that
you're
make
gonna buy
Chet? Is
anybody.
Chet the Horace Grant of the team? So that's why. That
Maybe the
explains his
Rodman,
prices,
even if
yeah.
you want to really be nice. And
Who was the
Rodman?
Who was
Sure.
the Luke Longley? Maybe he's the Luke Longley.
Luke
maybe
Longley?
Jalen's the guy. There was a stat. They put it up. The 3
Not even Tony Kukoc?
Yeah, maybe it's Tony Kukoc. He's a good shoot.
combined points, highest combined point totals among teammates in a postseason. Number 1 is LeBron and Kyrie in the 2016 playoffs. Number 2, Rodman and Jordan. I don't know what year. No, excuse me. Pippen and Jordan.
I was like, Rodman
Not
didn't
Rodman,
score
Jordan.
that much.
Pippen and Jordan. And number 3, this year, Shai and Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams had a great NBA Finals. He had a great playoff. He had a great season. He's only 23. I think, look, sell most of these guys. I low-key really like Jalen Williams to buy. I don't know.
You're high.
I know I am.
You're high.
Look, I know it. I like Jalen.
I would rather buy Jalen Williams than SGA at
Yes.
this point.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
the
will
thing.
agree. And over Chet.
If you're really like, I gotta buy a
I'm buying.
Thunder.
I'm buying Chet.
You're buying Chet?
I'm buying Chet.
I'm not buying Chet.
I'm buying
I'm
Chet.
not buying Chet.
Buying Chet. I'm
The
selling.
the olive oil of
I'm
basketball.
selling all the other homies,
I'm not.
I'm buying Chet.
Jalen, like again,
And this is probably going to go on TikTok, and I'm probably going to get destroyed on this one too. But whatever.
Who are you guys
Smart
buying?
money.
Chet or Jalen Williams?
Smart money on Chet.
it's got to be Jalen. Sorry, Chet.
Yeah, I'm
He
with
had
you.
all the hype going out.
You just got $25,000 burning a hole in your pocket.
Well, I'm
you
not
want to go
buying
buy
that
a
card.
Want to go buy a gold?
I'm not buying that card, but look,
He's
you
got
could
stacks
buy.
of silvers.
Look, you could buy some of these nice cards.
Isn't there
for-
another Jalen Williams in the league?
Yeah, he's on
the
the Thunder.
Don't get them confused.
I've already done that before.
Yeah,
It's Jay.
There are times you might go on eBay tonight and go, man, Jalen Williams RPA for like $25.
You know what? The only thing that they weren't the same year, right?
I think they were.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
They absolutely were.
So somebody
is getting screwed.
Well, yeah, but I also feel like their front office was like, we don't know which one that we want, so we're just going to draft them both.
Hey, look. You might not be off. There is absolutely somebody in that front office who would just get them both just in case.
Yeah, we put up that Jalen Green gold again. By the way, you know what? See if you guys can figure out what pisses.
Or the Jalen Williams,
Jalen Williams gold. Sorry.
Yeah. Here it is to our viewer or our listeners at home. That's a Jalen Green gold or Jalen Williams. Excuse me.
Gold Prism from 2022. What do you guys think pisses me off about this card?
I'm looking closely at it.
His shorts are 8 inches above his knees.
You got the shorts. No, that's not it.
Is the background?
Yes. I don't like that it's a live action.
That it's a live shot.
No, don't like it. Not for Prism. Nope.
Yeah, that's
I don't like
fine.
it. I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's the way it probably should be. But like, I'm so used to like go to the SGA. I mean, that's Prism to me.
I think you're.
It's like a backdrop. Like that's
right.
it. That's Prism.
Yeah,
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong here.
You like the live action?
I think I like the live action.
It's tough.
You like a curtain? Because that's what
I'd rather have the curtain than that.
You'd rather have the curtain?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That's the rookie. Like it's supposed to be. There's not supposed to be anything else going on in the background for my Prism. That's me.
Okay.
That's just me. But
Fair enough.
Maybe
I don't agree with that.
Yeah. One last one.
I mean, I don't know where that photo's from.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. Maybe.
College, maybe.
Yeah.
Santa Clara.
Yeah, true. Yeah. One last one. I will make this argument that I don't think anybody actually, despite the injury, to me, the ultimate winner hobby-wise is Tyrese Halliburton. I feel like he went from, hey, pretty good rookie from a great rookie class to now, up there with,
top 10 player,
but not going to play all next year, right?
That's the part.
I mean, I think guys, hobby-wise, and their numbers aren't going to jump off their prices aren't going to jump off the page by any means, but Obi Toppin, and TJ McConnell.
McConnell had a great
I know their cards are probably still not that expensive now, but they definitely deserve a bump in their prices.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This Halliburton prices are insane.
Yeah, look at this logo man that sold September of 24. That's a NT logo man rookie.
No
2
auto.
out of 5. No auto. PSA 8. Sold in 2024 for $9,150. It sold June of this year for $21,600. This is the wildest one to me, is the progression of this NT patch auto. Number 99 out of 99. Gem 10, PSA 10, auto 10. Sold in 2020, April of this year for $17K. Then May of this year for $28K. And then June for $65K. So
if you just sort of waited, you could have tripled your money.
As he got deeper into the playoffs.
I think we got some of that stored away.
2020-21?
Yeah. Both reg and FOTL.
Well, and that's the Ant-Man year, too. So
Yeah, that's the thing, is that all of his stuff is that year. But
well, who would you rather? Here's a good question.
Yeah.
Who would you rather collect? Anthony Edwards or Tyrese Halliburton?
Right now?
Ant-Man.
Today?
Even before Game 7, I would have said
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This to me.
Yeah, me too. I can't even try to take the other side.
We had a really good RPA of Anthony Edwards one time.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you don't win them all.
Yeah.
Trauma, I block out.
If I remember, we were drinking some silver bullets and just it all was hazy.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't win them all, but sometimes you get a 1933 Gaudy.
That's true.
Which is a victory, because that
about the end of
that card that you traded.
A lot of drama.
Bad vibes.
Yeah.
Bad vibes.
We don't have to get fully into it, but there was a lot of drama, and to know if you in that moment when all that drama was happening and someone told you, "Don't worry, you're going to get a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth at the end of this rainbow."
Got it back though.
Pretty good.
Got it back and still have something to spare.
Pretty good.
Also, or you could open a $60 Marvel Chrome Blaster and get a X-Men Wolverine Superfractor.
Not bad.
And you get offered $8,000, and you say, you know what? I think I might be able to get more.
Did that happen at Fanatics Fest?
No.
Okay.
It's a guy that works for us.
No, I know it.
That's contemplating not taking $8,000
Take
for
the
the car.
money.
Oh, he hasn't taken it yet?
If you're listening.
The last I heard was the guy was going to bring him cash at Fanatics Fest. I don't know if that happened or not.
God. Take the money and run.
Screaming at him. I'm like, take it.
Yes.
Take it.
Take it.
We had a few employees go, I don't know, man. I think you should keep it. Let's see. I think
No,
I
I was like,
more.
take that money. You take that money.
I've never seen somebody open a $60 blaster and get an $8,000 card.
It's a blaster.
I'm still waiting. I got
You won.
Got a gold vinyl out of my Rolling Stones Prism.
That's true.
I haven't received a $8,000 offer yet.
There you go.
Rolling Stone's bigger than Marvel.
Other question, real quick on Halliburton. LaMelo or Halliburton? Even given the injury of Halliburton.
Halliburton. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. And I mean, that says right there. I think he's pretty clearly
Number 2.
the 2 guy now.
I just don't know what is going on with LaMelo. Like, is he going to stay in Charlotte?
What's going on with LaMelo is that he's a Charlotte Hornet.
Yeah.
And they're just cursed.
But LeVar came out and said, hey, Clippers, sign.
Watch LaMelo.
Get all 3 of my kids.
Watch LaMelo.
That's how you win a championship.
Watch him go to the Clippers and flourish. That's a guarantee.
But it's buy one, trade
free.
one, you get 2 free.
It's a package deal.
Yeah.
I honestly, get LaMelo, Alonzo, fine. Maybe comeback player of the year. Who knows? He's healthy.
And Jello too.
And,
Jello,
halftime performer. Jello.
I mean, he's like a.
It's actually no.
He's like a modern day Jackie Moon.
Didn't LeVar Ball lost his foot, right?
Yes,
he lost one of his feet.
Yes, he did.
Crazy.
He's doing all right. So, yeah, honestly, package. It's a no-brainer.
He's still never lost, even with 1 foot.
Oh, the All-Star game is at the Intuit Dome next year for the Clippers. Jello's going to be your All-Star star that weekend. Easy. Come on. Take that deal.
And before we let you go, guys, we're going to be having some Dynasty baseball breaks. 2024 Dynasty. What's crazy about this is that boxes are going, I think, retail for like $1,900, $1,700.
I think that's a pretty good deal for one
for
card.
one card.
I think that's pretty good.
Granted, it is 2024, so you're getting Skeens rookies, you're getting Ellie.
I think that's the value of the year. I don't think it can get much better.
Well, I'm looking at the checklist, and they usually like to keep it pretty small. But I'm looking at they have Carlos Beltran auto. I mean,
cool.
For $1,900. I don't know if that'll pay for the box.
The Giants?
Nope. Mets. Cedane Rafaela, rookie. It's gonna be kind of tough, right? If you get that one.
Red Sox.
Well, he just destroyed the Giants this weekend, so that might be the hit of the.
I thought we won 2 out of 3 games.
They did, but Cedane Rafaela looked good.
He did.
He looked very good.
C.J. Stroud on the Astros. He's in there as well. Greg Maddux, that might be a tough pull. I mean, Greg Maddux, great pitcher, Hall of Famer.
Well, clearly, this is being marked up because their big thing this year is they are really, really pushing, hey, the logo man, the dual logo mans now. Not just logo mans. You got dual logo mans.
Yep.
But you get in here because you want those logo mans,
right?
You
got one on your head.
I got a logo in celebration.
You should put that in a card.
Put it in a card. 1 of 1.
Like
Cody Logo Man.
Cody podcast used.
Yeah.
Logo Man. It's so big. I think it's a booklet.
Yeah, this is a booklet.
It's a full
for
booklet.
Sure.
Patch.
They're gonna have to split. They're gonna have to cut it.
No. I think you can fit that full on a book.
Right.
So Dynasty dual autographed MLB logo patch checklist. So you have Altuve, Jordan, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Acuna, Julio Rodriguez, Riley Acuna, Tatis Acuna, Pete Alonso, David Wright, Alex Rodriguez, Adrian Beltre, Jackson Churio, Christian Yelich, Vladdy, and Jordan. Pujols, Trout. That'd be pretty cool.
That's a nice one.
Trout, Julio. Bobby Witt, Julio. Rafael Devers and David Ortiz. Ooh, the trade couldn't happen at a worse time for that card.
After Big Poppy 2 was like, I tried calling him, and he didn't answer.
Juan Soto, Ronald. It looks like Ronald Acuna is almost on every single
now
one.
Now we need a Bonds Devers. Clearly.
Dynasty autograph jumbo patch. So, it's going to be a lot of – I mean, we got cut autos of Bob Gibson, Cool Papa Bell, Duke Snyder, a lot of cut autos.
It's going to be an amazing product. It is every year. The price point is
tough.
It's tough. Like we can't sugarcoat it, man. It's $1,700 or $1,800 retail for one single card is tough.
And in comparison, let's just a couple of notable Logo Man sales. One of these from Diamond Icons is the Ohtani, 1 of 1 from 2024, sold in June of this year for $57,950. Then you got a couple of big ones. Bobby Witt, don't think it's a rookie, but sold April of this year for $32K. The Corbin Carroll, MLB Logo Man, a rookie patch auto for $20,899.
Corbin Carroll's hurt. Do we know how long he's hurt, or is he just day to day?
It's going to be. I haven't seen him in a while.
I know. I see him on my fantasy team.
In comparison, just thought I'd throw this out there. Here's a couple of their notable superfractor sales for the same players. The Ohtani rookie. This is not even his first Bowman. That's a Topps Chrome BGS 9.5. Sold for $336,000. The Bobby Witt Jr., which I believe I went to, I think it was a Heritage Auctions website that says you can make an offer, must start at $215,000, no lower than that.
The old reserve.
Yep. So that one, if you want that Bobby Witt,
it's $215 plus.
Yeah, offers have to start at $215,000.
Jeez.
It's a great looking slab.
It's a beautiful card. And a non-auto Corbin Carroll sold for about the same as.
What are the chances of all these being BGS?
Yeah, well,
that's crazy.
It was the time. It was people
I love to see it coming back.
There. 2019, 2020, and 2018.
Coming back.
$20,000 in June 2023. So the Carroll's the only one that outsold it, but not by much. So these are still really cool. I just don't know if the Logo Mans are ever going to be king here for baseball collectors, especially with the debut patches now. I think they look awesome. I think the dual ones are really cool, but to me, it's clear that
it's not going to be like a six-figure
I'm also
card.
not ready to call it a Logo Man.
That's the other part.
It's a batter silhouette.
It's a batter silhouette.
It's the batter silhouette.
It's a batter silhouette.
It doesn't sound as good, though.
For lack of a better term, they are MLB Logo Mans.
It's the Harmon Killebrew.
It's the Harmons.
It's the Harmons.
Yeah.
Can we come up with a better name than batter silhouette, though? Could it be the red, white, and blue man?
Red, white, and blue man.
The batter dude.
Batter
what
guy.
do we call him?
Baseball guy.
What do you call him? Yeah. 1 of 1 baseball guy.
1 of 1 baseball guy.
That's also what a breaker on their first day who doesn't know, and he's like, I don't know anything about baseball, but 1 of 1 baseball guy.
1 of 1 baseball guy.
Of Wade Bogues.
From your favorite.
Of Wade Bogues.
Going out to your favorite baseball team. All
Wade
right.
Bogues also.
Take me out of the ball game.
A distant relative of Muggsy Bogues.
That's right.
Did you guys, speaking of Wade Boggs, did you see the video where he signed like 73 beers or something like that? Because there's like some kind of
sure.
Some kind of story of him.
Oh
drinking
no! It's
beers.
a well-documented story of him drinking 70 some odd beers on a East Coast to West Coast flight.
Excellent.
And it was, I mean, they made a whole episode about it.
And Always Sunny, right?
Sunny.
Yep.
Excellent.
And somebody had a whole collector's thing. It was 73 beers, and he signed it.
That's pretty good.
So that was a pretty cool moment.
Nice.
But yeah, that's it, guys. We'll leave you on the 1 of 1 batter guy, dude. So maybe you guys can come up with a name for that, and we'll see you guys next week on the High Big.
Batter guy, boom.
Batter guy, boom.
Batter guy, boom.
Real quick before we go, speaking of baseball, guys, I just do want to announce we have the return of Wax Packs and Morning Tracks this week.
Nice.
Gonna be a new co-host. Bubba will be joining me every Friday.
I thought Wade Bogues.
Wade Boggs. Wade Bogues. Gonna be the new co-host. No, every Friday, both here, wherever you get audio podcasts, and on Mojobreak Media on our YouTube channel. Bubba and I will be doing some baseball card
awesome.
talk
I can't wait to hear
every
that.
Friday. So
that's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be fun. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, stay tuned this week.
And they can find that under the same Mojobreak
It'll
podcast.
be if you guys are subscribed here, it's going to just show up right on your feed every Friday, so you're getting a double dose of content.
We don't want to hear much about the Dodgers.
No, it's going to be.
I'll try to
be some Dodgers.
I'll try to keep Bubba at bay, but it'll be a lot more in depth on like minor league talk and a lot of the trending, a lot of card trends and stuff like that. So it should be fun.
Sweet, awesome. And make sure you guys get on Dynasty Breaks at Mojobreak.com. We're still breaking a lot of Inception as well and Topps Chrome Basketball. Lots of stuff going down. Also, our exclusives, the Fanatics Fest exclusives, the Cactus Jack, the F1 from Fanatics Fest, the Series 2 Big Apple. Those are all going to be available for purchase at mojobreakshop.com soon this week. And if you're in the area, you can come by the shop and get your box today if you want. While supplies last, we didn't get a whole lot of it, but if you want to participate in those exclusive drops, check the site for that, and we'll see you guys next week on The Hype. Peace.